Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are almost done with Titus Andronicus. We're getting very close to the end. We've only got about 4 days of this left. And things are definitely wrapping up. We're going to get to hear from Lucius today in Act 5, Scene 3. But this scene started off with the dinner party that was supposed to be a parlay, sort of a trap set by Tamara, but Titus kind of knew about it, and he came in dressed as a cook and asked the emperor if it was right to kill your daughter if she's been mutilated because, you know, it makes you too sad. And the emperor was like, yeah. So then Titus killed Lavinia, and they're like, why did you do that? And he's like, because she's been raped and mutilated. And they're like, who did that? And he said, eat your pie. And they said, but who mutilated Lavinia? And he said, it was Chiron and Demetrius, who are in that pie that you are eating right now, your highness. And then he stabbed Tamara, and then Saturnius got mad about that, so he killed Titus. And then Lucius got mad about that, so he killed Saturnius. And there was a big hubbub, big fray, until Marcus is like, can everybody just calm down and come back together? And yesterday we got to hear from either a Goth or Emilius, depending on what version you're reading, who was like, things are really bad and I can't tell the story because it's going to make me really sad to try to tell it. I'm not going to be able to get through it without crying. So he throws the mic over to Lucius, who says, this noble auditory, be it known to you that cursed Chiron and Demetrius were they that murdered our emperor's brother, and they it were that ravished our sister. For their fell faults our brothers were beheaded, our fathers' tears despised, and basely cozened of that true hand that fought Rome's quarrel out, and sent her enemies unto the grave. Lastly, myself unkindly banished, the gates shut on me, and turned weeping out to beg relief among Rome's enemies, who drowned their enmity in my true tears and oped their arms to embrace me as a friend. And I am turned forth, be it known to you, that have preserved her welfare in my blood, and from her bosom took the enemy's point, sheathing the steel in my adventurous body. Alas, you know, I am no vaunter. Aye, my scars can witness, dumb although they are, that my report is just and full of truth. But soft, methinks I do digress too much, citing my worthless praise. Oh, pardon me, for when no friends are by, men praise themselves. So it's a recap, basically, of what happened. He's filling everybody in because, remember, not everybody knew. Not everybody knew that Lavinia had been raped and mutilated. So he's like, sort of the root of this problem was Chiron and Demetrius. They're the ones that raped and mutilated her. They're the ones that killed Saturnius' brother. It's because of them that our brothers lost their heads. It's because of them that Titus lost his hand. And it's because of them that I ended up getting banished. And then he gets a little personal about it, where he's like, I was banished, who've taken how many hits for Rome? Like, I fought so hard for Rome, and I was turned out, sent away, and had to make friends with Rome's enemies. And when they heard what you did to me, they took me in because they could see that what Rome did to me was wrong. So and then he like stops and catches himself. He's like, I shouldn't be bragging. Like I'm talking too much. I'm tooting my own horn too much because there's nobody else around to talk well of. So that's his bit, is that Chiron and Demetrius are the root of all this problem. But since we're getting towards the end of the play, everybody's going to need to say us something. And Marcus has some other thoughts regarding the root of all of these problems. And if you've been paying attention, you know what storyline hasn't quite been wrapped up in a bow yet. So we'll get to that, and we'll hear from Marcus in tomorrow's monologue. I'll see you then. Mwah.